Unfortunately, we've only got 14 drivers with us this afternoon, which is a bit of a disappointment. But we do have Blaz from the Super League who will be driving alongside some of these elite drivers this afternoon. So sure, he'll be out to make an impression. And alongside me is the second is my teammate in the elite in the Super League as well. It's Hunter. How's it going, mate?
Hello. Yeah, not bad. Not a brilliant turnout today, but
no,
we'll just have to make do with what we've got.
Bit of a shame, really, isn't it? And we've already got one retirement.
He's already retired from the session, so we've actually got 13 drivers. So they all only have to set one lap and then
oh dear,
bring it back in. Laz is retired as well. What's going on here?
BP retired. It looks like he was retired at the exit of turn 2, so this is not a good start at all.
Oh dear. So we've lost 2 already. Now,
looking very dark out though.
It is actually. It looks quite overcast. So we had a pretty decent race last time, and we had all drivers. We come to Canada, it's usually driver's favourite, and half the grid decides, nah, not this week.
Yeah, I'm quite surprised to be honest. I was expecting a full grid for Canada because Canada's one of the better circuits, isn't it? I love driving Canada. The thing you got to watch out for in Canada is it's the corner cuts. Usually I get disqualified in Canada, so that's what these guys have got to watch out for. Did you want to go through
It's mainly the chicanes that cause the problems. You either put your car too much over on one curve, or you take a wider line, and the too much curve on the inside. It's absolutely horrible to drive, but as soon as you get into the rhythm. But I've got the championship standings here, which I shall go through if I can find them. We might as well start the blooper reel now. Obviously no Dave or Matt tonight, both are busy with adult stuff. So, right.
They've asked the kids to come along.
Yeah. So, championship standings, it's Vanquish is leading, with Slim just behind him. Obviously he had the winnings. Oh, hang on a second. Okay, scratch that, because the one I've got hasn't got the Monaco standings on it. Oh dear.
Yep, put that one in the books.
Yep. Aha, right, I've got the one that was sent to me by somebody else who's got the Monaco, so we can try again. I was still right anyway, so it is Vanquish leads, Slim second, Samster third, Cartin is fourth, fifth is BP, sixth is Rafa, seventh is Orr, eighth is Lemon Meringue I'd rather say, ninth place is Andy, Rockatoni's 10th, Eliarkos is 11th, Orchard David 12th, Lucas 13th, Belko is 14th, wow. A name that are Visa, I believe, 15th, Crazy Power is at 16th, Mathlas 17th, Maznet 18th, Randall Hopper 19th, and then 2 people that hasn't either raced or finished, so I won't bother with them. But
I thought it was Rockatoni that won the Elite last week at Monaco.
Didn't he win the Super, Rockatoni?
no, I won the Super.
Oh yeah,
Don't
my
take the
bad.
Ferrari one. I did believe it was Rockatoni that won it last week, but I must be wrong because it says on here Vanquish won, so I should take that back. And then for the constructors, it's Ferrari on top, so Slim and Sam doing a good job. Obviously no Sam tonight. Then it's Vanquish and Rafa second in the Force India. Toro Rosso are third with obviously Carthan and Maznat. Haas is fourth with Rockatoni and Lennon Meringue. BP and Crazy Power in the Sauber is rounding out fifth. Red Bull sixth, McLaren seventh. Renault 8th, 9th is Mercedes, and 10th is Williams. So that's the standings coming into Canada.
as you can tell, we've already lost a couple of drivers anyway. I think we've seen a Renault in the wall. I think it was Rafa that went in the wall just out of turn 3 and 4, just before the end of the first sector. We're on board with Slim now, who's in the Ferrari. At the moment, he's on his second lap on the super soft tyre. The tyre range is, we've got the Hyper Softs, the Ultra Softs and the Super Softs. So that's the tyre range for this race. Unfortunately, we've lost a lot of drivers already, which is a bit of a shame. So this Q1 is kind of going to be a bit anticlimactic, really. But yeah.
Yeah, you might as well just settle up, come in and move on to Q2, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm quite surprised a lot of drivers have retired though. Rafa hasn't set a time yet, and Blaz and BP haven't set a time either, and they're both, looks like they've retired from the session. Lennon Meringue is still in the pits at the moment. Slim comes across the line, avoids the championship wall of champions, and he crosses the line and he goes 5th at the moment. So he hasn't got his teammate with him tonight, so yeah, hopefully he can keep Ferrari on top of the constructors.
Everyone's mainly in the pits. Obviously Slim's on his out. Arch David is coming through now. Not a bad exit from the last 2 chicanes coming into the World of Champions. Stays 7th, so
he was 2 tenths quicker. That was his fourth lap on the super soft tyre.
I'm surprised anyone would do 4 laps on supers. I mean, obviously here they're not the softest tyre and you can get more laps out of it, but to be honest, with how many runners are left, you just want to do 1 lap and then bring it in. No point risking putting it in the wall. You're already due for Q2, so
yeah, literally you just have to cruise around shortly, because normally in qualifying we usually lose the slowest 5 cars, but unfortunately we haven't got a full grid this afternoon, so yeah, all you've got to do is just cruise around, set a lap time, and then you're done. Slimbo right in the way of Orchard David there. That was good reactions there from Orchard David. Slim might be getting the wrath of the stewards on that one. I know that maybe both the drivers weren't on a fast lap or anything, but that
I just saw the end of that, and I have to say to David, good save, because he looked a bit sideways when I came to that.
That was brilliant reactions, wasn't it? That's definitely reactions of a driver.
Pit lane, can I just say, he's not even come out to set a lap yet.
Is that Lennon Meringue, sorry?
Yeah, this is Slim. I think Slim's running out of fuel with how slow he's going. But David's going for his 5th lap on them tyres, so maybe he's just not done any practice and wanting to get a bit of a groove.
Yeah, I reckon that's what he's doing, to be honest. Because he ain't out there for anything else in terms of competitive-wise, is he? Because he's through, he's sorted. So he might just be getting his eye in.
Looking at the top 2, obviously Vanquish and Cartin. Vanquish set his lap times on the Hypers, and Cartin set his lap times on the Supers, and there is just under a second's difference. And when I say just under a second, it's like 15,000 of a lap, so
it's a very short lap here, so we are expecting quite a tight grid in Canada. So it's like a 70 odd second lap around here, isn't it? Ultra David completing another lap, so this will be a 6th lap now on the super soft tyres. So he needs 6 tenths slower now. So yeah, I reckon you're right there, Kyle. He's just getting his eye in, isn't he?
It must be, because he's not doing it for faster lap times. And with the way he's chucking that car around, it does look like it's quite heavy on fuel, so always he gets a little bit of snap oversteer, but I reckon he's getting his eye in. So Lennon Meringue is still sat in the pit lane with 8 minutes left to go. So
yeah, I thought he would have been out there by now.
Yeah, I mean everyone else has set a lap and is in. Belko did a slow lap, 1:27.9, but it'll get him into Q2, so it doesn't matter. And then Blaz and BP, I don't even know what happened to them. It was literally we started the stream and then both seem to have retired. So, but
oh, there's me trying to be clever, and I think I've shared the wrong link for the stream. So sorry, guys. Yeah, I think I've shared
session.
I hope I hope I don't get wrath from Matt on that one. I've shared the wrong league link. Apologies, guys. Obviously, self-promotion and everything. I don't know. I tried to copy and paste the link from my YouTube channel, but it just completely hasn't worked.
Oh yeah, you have shared the wrong one. You shared. We won't discuss what is shared, obviously, because it's
Yeah,
it's not IRC related. But as mess ups go, I think you've done the biggest one today. I haven't, so it doesn't matter what I do. I can't be as bad as you.
Hey, at least I didn't start off with a car like someone in China, so you know.
Yeah.
Oh, I have apologised. Sorry, guys. So Lennon Morang is now out in the Haas, so he's the last man who needs to set a time. Really, unfortunately, we've already lost Rafa, Blaz, and BP. To be honest, BP and Blaz was a bit of a strange how they retired instantly from the session. And BP was already in turn 2 when he retired, so I'm not sure if that was a bit of yeah, Codemasters dodginess going on there. But yeah, that's a shame really, because we didn't really want to lose any more runners and riders when we've got quite a thin field already. On board with Lennon Morang, then he is coming up to the final sector, final chicane now, where the Wall of Champions are. I remember a race in 1999 where we had Schumacher, Hill, Villeneuve, all sorts of world champions in that wall. One of my favourite races that was.
Yeah, that was one of my favourites, but my most favourite race at Canada is the 2012 Canadian Grand Prix with Mr. Jenson Button having to, what was it, he pitted like 4 times, he had 2 punctures, about 4 penalties, and he still won, and he come from the back twice.
Oh, that was 2011, wasn't it? Because Vettel was leading all the way through the race, and then he messed up right this corner here, didn't he? And that was a brilliant race. I remember
it wide, and yeah, it was a brilliant race, but
I remember sitting there for 4 hours. 4 hours and 4 minutes, I think, in total. I just sat there like glued to my TV.
I'm just checking now, and the link you put onto your page, which I have then shared, does say the IRC Canadian Grand Prix.
It does,
if you just made a mistake on it, yeah, and I wonder if I click on it, I'll see if it loads this one up. Because I know you put the wrong one in the group chat.
Yeah, no, I was just trying to broadcast it for all our super drivers to have a watch and take some tips really for what's going to happen in tomorrow's race. So yeah, that's definitely what I'm doing.
The link you put, the main link you put up is this one. So we're all good. And I've just loaded it up, and BP has a qualifying ban, was the reason he's not out on track.
Ah. That could be why. Thank you, guys. Obviously, we've done our homework, didn't we?
Well, we got through at the deep end. We didn't actually realise we was commentating until about 8 hours ago. So we're there. But no, BP has a qualifying ban from Monaco. So I don't even remember what that was for now. But we're going to need a big blooper reel today, aren't we?
Yeah, I think we are. I'm quite ashamed of what I've done in the group chat. Good lord, I think my last race.
It's made me a little bit.
I was like, oh god.
I don't think you'll be joining us next week.
No, I think that's it, isn't it now? I better make it a good one.
You'll hear Ginger Rose's voice on IRC. But no, yeah, we're just a friendly one. We take the nick out of each other. But as Lennon Morang is actually out on track now, by the way. So
yeah, he's just coming up to the final chicane now. He comes across and hits the DRS, beautifully done. So I don't think this is, as he stays to the right hand side, he's done a 1:08.9, good lap time there. So he is now up into second, and I think that's all of them done really. So hopefully they can retire.
David has put on the Hypersofts and he's doing a lap.
Well, my apologies, Orchard. So here he comes in. So I think he's had enough of those super softs now. So he's really going to attack the track. So do you like this track, by the way, Carl? What do you reckon of it? I think it's personally it's one of my favourites. But what do you reckon?
I do like this track. But I think with these cars, it's we've got a joiner here, Effie Corkmazer. Might be a late turning, maybe. But no, I do like the track, but I have noticed with these, obviously the 2018 cars, it's a little bit more tricky than I remember it being. So
it's definitely a good challenge, isn't it? Ooh, Ultra David getting on the grass.
It's definitely a challenge, isn't it? Yeah, it nearly put him in. He goes second with a 108.6. But no, it's a good track, but it's a bit like what I said last week at Monaco. You need to find the rhythm. Obviously, last week both the elites and super had amazing races. So
yeah,
hopefully we both have amazing races this week.
Yeah, hopefully I don't get into trouble this week. Unfortunately, I think I was saying in qualified last week about how you shouldn't really use your head and get frustrated. Well, unfortunately, I lost my head and got frustrated on the final couple of laps. So, yes, let's talk about that one the better, I think. Yeah. Disgraceful driving by myself. Oh. Yeah, that's why they call me Ginger Rage, actually. The rage bit at the end, anyway. I can't handle 39 laps around Monaco.
No, it's mainly quiet on track now, so I'm struggling for things to go about. Slim's not retired from the session, but is sat in the pit lane. Archie David comes in now. Lennon's in the pit. So these guys will either retire or we're going to sat here for a minute trying to think of something to say.
Well, that's alright. We can always talk about the annual RAF race that the F1 teams usually take part in, because they brought that back a couple of years ago, didn't they? I think the Williams are usually like one of the teams that usually win that, so I think they might have something to cheer about this season. Unfortunately, I don't think they're going to cheer about anything on track. Breaks my heart to see Williams right at the back. Really does. Especially,
yeah, it's a bit gutting, isn't it? If you think to like back in 04 and 05, they were fighting, weren't they? You know, they had the likes of Montoya and Ralph Schumacher, and they were making a name for themselves. But
yeah, one of Ralph's best races was actually around here in 2001, wasn't it? Where I think he beat his brother in a straight fight, didn't he? That was a brilliant race to watch. That was.
So to be honest with you, I feel really bad for Williams, and hopefully the arrival of Patrick Head can turn things around. And everyone has just retired from Q1, so we're going to go straight into Q2 now. So, it's a shame, but hopefully they'll pick themselves up. We have got new rules and regulations coming in 2021, I think it is. So, yeah. Worst comes to worst, they've got 2 years of waiting. So. We've got the results here. So Blaz must have crashed, because obviously Blaz is a super driver. He's just tried to fill in the numbers. But Rafa has also crashed and out.
So we've only got 11 drivers, haven't we? For
we have, yeah.
So unfortunately, there's only going to be one guy that gets knocked out of Q2, which. To be honest, I don't think it's a bad place starting 11th, really. Personally, I might be happy with that.
If I had the choice of starting 6th or 7th or 11th, I would start 11th. Mainly because you get the tyre choice, you get your fresh tyres. Yeah, you can argue you are starting in the pack, but it's definitely a position. Tomorrow, if I find myself in, I'd rather be starting 11th than midfield. But you've always got to go for what you think's best, haven't you? So
yeah, it's to be honest, it's actually really hard to try and judge it perfectly to get yourself started 11th anyway. But yeah, to be honest, if you're a proper racer, which I believe everyone in the both Elite and the Super League are proper racers, they will not be going just to try and finish 11th. They would all be going for pole. They'll all be going to get up as high as they can. I certainly try anyway, even though it may not look like it sometimes, especially when I'm like, struggling to get out of Q1. But yeah, that's the beauty about these leagues. It's we got all sorts of talented drivers. We got some amazing drivers, and we got some drivers who just love playing the game. Myself, so it's great. It's great stuff to see, and hopefully, hopefully you will enjoy this broadcast that is coming to you live from PlayStation 4 this afternoon. I certainly will be. Is Blaz back in, by the way? He says he's in the garage now.
It does, yeah. So I'm a bit confused. I don't expect to see your car out on track, and if I do, then I'll be a bit shouting at Codemasters a little bit more. It definitely come up saying Black retired from session, and they weren't a time set from in Q1, so...
Yeah, that's a bit of an odd one, that one is. Anyway, we're watching...
So Eliarkos is starting the lap now. So turn 1.
So he's in the Renault. I'm sure that I've seen one of the Renaults in the barrier, and I think we've only got one Renault in the actual pack. So I assumed it was Eliarkos in the wall. So yeah, maybe I was just seeing things. He's on the super soft tyre, so that is the hardest compound that we've got here here in Canada. To be honest, I would say I'm not very good at strategy mind, so Kyle would probably gonna have to save me on this one. But I would say it's probably not best to start on the hyper soft. I would maybe go for ultra or super.
Yeah, definitely. You'd probably... I think what's happening here is Eliarkos will set his banker lap on the Super and then he'll move to the Ultras. The upside of starting on the Supers is they're not really that quick, but you don't wear them out. So if you get stuck in traffic at the beginning of the 5-6 laps, it won't wear your tyres out as much. But
no, you can just
expect anyone to set a lap on Supers, and then change to the Ultras unless they think they have got the pace. So maybe the likes of Vanquish and Slim could start on the Supers, as Eliarkos has a 1:10.1, which I think isn't that bad for Super Soft.
Lucas goes faster still with a 1, but with a 1:09.8. That was on the Ultra Soft, so that is a very good time from Eliarkos, isn't it?
Yeah, very. Only, there's 3 temps in it. Give or take a few, so...
That's a very impressive time, because the lap delta between the Super Softs and the Ultra Softs is probably about half a second, I would say. And
yeah, Rocketoni, what a lap. 1:09.5 on the Supers.
No disrespect to Rocketoni, but I kind of hope he's not racing tomorrow. as he races in both the Super and the Elite League, Rocketoni. He used to do... yeah, he's from Ireland, I hope, Rocketoni, and to be fair, I think that he's such a good driver, and yeah, hopefully he can get his season rolling a bit better now, but to be fair, he hasn't done too bad, but I think that sometimes he might need to get more out of the car. Maybe I'm just being a bit harsh there.
Well, as is half on track, so I am very confused right now.
And we're watching Crazy Power. He made his debut in Monaco, I believe. So he's back for another. He's back for another go. He looked very good as well in Monaco. Vanquish has gone fastest with a 1:09.3 as Crazy Power now starting his lap now. I think he might have invalidated his lap actually. It's quite easy to do around Canada. We've got a lot more track action this time as Blaz is now starting his lap. He is in the Toro Rosso, I believe. We're going to watch Rafa now, who's in the Force India. He is on the super soft tyre, so this might be, as Carl said, they're probably just getting their eye in, because a lot of the guys are already on the super soft already. And I've got to say, these are really fast times, the 1:09.3 in the super soft. I'll be happy to do it on the hyper soft.
Yeah, that is absolutely really quick. To be honest, that'll be the lap times probably set in the Super League tomorrow on the hypers. So
yeah, I was going to say that. I'll be wild for that.
This is the reason why we have 2 leagues, because I think if me and you was in this field, we'd be nowhere.
Well, I'll be definitely the Robert Kubica. I'll be like just touring around at the back. I don't think you'd be George Russell. Maybe Lance Stroll. Oh, sorry, that's a bit harsh, isn't it? Sorry, mate. Crazy Power goes Crazy Power goes third on a 1:09.8. He's done that on the Ultra Softs there in the Sauber. Good stuff from Crazy Power. So he must have invalidated his first lap.
Balaz does a 1:09.7 on the Ultras. So not as quick as Rocketoni or Vanquish on the Supers. So it's still good pace from Balaz. So
it's very good pace, isn't it? Let me just check the comments because I can see it flashing up in the corner. You can tell I'm a bit dodgy at this. Dave's usually quite smooth and silk, Dave and Matt. So yeah, we're a bit rough around the edges, but we're doing our best.
I better load the YouTube thing back up and see if there's any comments. Or if we're getting bricked because we're not doing a good enough job.
I'm surprised I had the hate mail yet. Is Slim goes across the line, does a 109.2, and that is on the Ultra Softs as well.
That's surprising. That is a little bit surprising from Slim. I thought it'd stay on the Supers, but... Aha, I knew I subscribed to your YouTube channel, and Blas thought about going again, but has decided against it. So he's in there.
And we've got the usual Greek fans out in force.
Yeah, we have. And the reason for BP's qualifying ban was he had no footage. So it was a no footage ban. And it's TG's cheering on the Greeks. And Johnny says, come on, Raf, Aliarkos and Lucas. So we've got 10 comments or 10 people watching. I don't know how this works yet. Yeah, 11 people watching.
Never felt so properly.
So.
Nor do I, to be honest. I'm just kind of going with the flow. We're on board with Carton then as he's coming into the final section now. He's taken a slipstream off Slim, so as we get into the final chicane now, so let's see what Carton can do. Is his first aggressive lap. Look at that! Bit of a power slide coming out of the final chicane. That is lovely done. Stays over to the right hand side and he's gone first on 108.6. Impressive stuff. That is really impressive. And that lap,
power lap.
that was a beautiful lap. I was enjoying going on board there. Well done, the Carton. Amazing stuff.
We've just had another comment on the YouTube channel from Lee saying, come on Slimbo. So Slim getting some support today in the Ferrari. Obviously he's only won one race this season in Spain, so he'll be looking to make that too.
Yeah, so far, am I right? I hope I am, but we haven't had two of the same winners yet, have we? Or is that just in the Super?
I think that's just in the Supers, because GP Fletcher, I think, won 2 races. And Lee's just added another comment, and I believe Lee must be related to Slimbo. He says, to tell Slim when he's finished to bring his McDonald's rubbish from the bin. So I think we've got Slim's dad watching with us this afternoon.
Good old McDonald's.
We've got Slim, your dad watching.
I'm more of a KFC man myself, personally, but I love a bit of chicken. Andy Cole.
See, for me, if you saw the size of me, you'd realise I'm not really a fast food kind of person, unless it's with a very nice meat piece pizza.
Andy Cole goes up to 5th on a 109. I keep calling him Andy Cole, so there's my football fan in me as Andy goes slow to let Moran go. And what we've got Christian Balco now coming across the line, and what has he done? He's done a 109.3, so he goes up to 3rd. These times are impressive, really are. We was impressed at the beginning.
Aliarkos has got to come in and go out again shortly. He's done 3 laps on his Supers now. He's just done a 109.7 to put him 8. But you don't want to be starting on 3-lap old tyres.
No.
So.
And looks like he's on a hot lap again because he's only 300th of a second down on the fastest lap, which, to be honest, is pretty good for a sector. But he's got no fuel by the looks, and that fuel gauge is flashing. As we're going to go down.
His fuel gauge is flashing, and he's got only 30% of his airs left. So.
Just on board with Ultra David now in the Mercedes as he comes across the line and he starts his lap, or he must have invalidated it. I don't know, to be honest. But he's starting his lap now. And we're on board with Lennon Moran, who is going to start his flying lap now. So, yeah, we've got 2 drivers then. And so we will lose 3 drivers in this second qualifying session then rather than 1. So that's much better. And we've got a lot more track action now as well, which is much better than what we had in Q1, unfortunately. But I'm sure that the lack of quantity will make up for. We'll have a lot of quality here. That's what I meant to say. So it's a
just
beautiful
not from the commentators, maybe from the drivers, not the commentators.
Oh yeah, you know. What with my farmer accent? As we're watching Ultra David now into the hairpin. I know a friend who went to Canada once, and he said that one of the best places to watch an F1 car is down at that hairpin. I'm quite envious of guys going to watch F1 races, because I think Dave was saying about he went to Monaco one time, and I was like, oh my god.
Yeah, that was. I got quite jealous of that.
Yeah, so did I. I was like, oh.
David is coming across the line now, and he sets a 109.3, which puts him 4th. So that's pretty good going on the Ultras once again.
So currently at the moment, in the bottom front, we're going to talk about the guys that are getting knocked out in a second, because Lennon Meringue is coming through now, and Lennon goes into third position. Decent time there from Lennon Meringue. So in the drop zone at the moment, we have Crazy Power, we have Lucas, and we have Rafa. At the moment, only Rafa is out on track, so at the moment, Power and Lucas are still in the pits. They do have 3 minutes to go. This is a short lap, so... But they do want to start thinking about getting out.
You want to be getting out on track about with 2 minutes 50 left to go. To obviously wire yourself up for a lap. We've had actually a comment, and it's not one of us being told we're useless. Lee's put, "Don't knock yourself, guys." Commentary very professional.
Blimey. First I've ever
just
heard.
So you all know, we'll be replacing Martin Brundle and Crofty next season.
Oh yes. Well,
we're full time, dedicated, but no. So we've got some more people out on the out laps. We've got Slim's out. Vanquish has come out again.
Well, Rafa's just gone up to 9th now.
Stayed in. They're not coming back out. David's, I think he's alright in 7th.
To be honest, has he gone to the wall and there's a yellow flag down the wall of champions? He might have just gone to the pits, hasn't he?
He come into the pit lane and then retired it, so.
Oh, fair enough.
Vanquish is still on to a lap. Ooh, Rafa and a Toro Rosso. That's getting close for comfort. Coming out of the hairpin, I think they're just tripping over each other, trying to... I think Rafa was getting out his way more than anything.
Yeah, because I think Rafa just finished his lap, and I think Blaz was just about to start his lap.
Ooh, Blaz coming back in, and Rafa, ooh. I don't think Rafa might be safe. He's being brave, that's for sure.
Yeah, I'd still want to be out there.
The only person behind him is Eliarkos, and Lucas is going to finish his lap. Or isn't he starting a lap now? So, I say to David's safe. Just.
Yeah, I think
the likes of Vanquish, she's going to go quicker, but like Rocketoni's not coming out again, so. Well, Rocketoni's on an out lap.
He is, but if he's just come out, then I think that's going to be quite tight. Well, he's in Sector 1 now, he's going to be tight.
He isn't going to make it.
No.
No, he's not going to make it. 50 seconds, he's not going to get round. He's going to have to do 2 quality laps. We don't want to do that, so...
Vanquish comes across the line and... Vanquish don't improve
it, but I'm not expecting it to get any better. Are you watching anybody? Or?
I'm watching Eliarkos at the moment in 11th position. I was trying to decide on which Greek driver to watch, Eliarkos or Lucas. I've gone with Eliarkos at the moment because he's closer to the finish line. So this is the lap. Can it get him out into Q? Can it get him into Q3? Andy is still in the pits at the moment, so he's precariously close. He's only 400 of a second away from Eliarkos, so that is more than doable. Comes across the finish line now. So
that's it. He's out.
Lucas has gone up to...
Lucas has gone past it.
And Eliarkos gets up to second. Wow.
Second. I'm just on board with Slim now, coming out of the hairpin. Bit of clean and tidy lap, but he has done 2 laps on these ultra softs. Quite a few drivers have done 2 laps, so you don't really want to be in this position, but Slim's coming through the last corner now. Oh, as close to the wall as you want to get. DRS open, stays to the right hand side.
It's gone 5th.
And then he goes. But that's it. That is the top 10 done.
I think Blaz is chuffed about being in Q3. We just had a comment in the group.
Yes, I've just read that. To be honest, Blaz should be an elite driver. I think I'm not knocking him, or I'm not going to jinx him, but he is very quick. So we'll just quickly go through the top 10. So Kartin from Eliarkos, Christian Belko 3rd, Lennon Meringue 4th, Slim managed 5th, Blaz from the Super, I will add that, 6th, Orchard David 7th, Vanquish 8th, Rocketone 9th, Rafa does make it into the top 10, and we've lost Lucas, Co-Andy and Crazy Power.
The interesting thing about that, Kyle, is Vanquish and Rocketone are both on the Super Soft tire, so that might be an advantage for them if they can get higher up on the grid.
Yeah, definitely. You've got to think on the hypers, it's going to be a lot quicker. So
Yeah.
you know,
But now we're going into Q3 before we see any bank collapse and
the big laps. Shall we take our tips for pole?
I'm always
I'll
wrong
let
on
you
this
go
one.
first. Well, you get first. You get first dibs.
Ooh. You know what? I'm going to go with early Arcos because I thought that last lap was pretty impressive. And to be honest, I'm quite a big fan of how, because he did it in Monaco as well, where he got a brilliant lap out of nowhere. So yeah, I reckon early Arcos. I'm going for the Greek.
I'm gonna stick to my Ferrari guns and sound boring, but I'm gonna put my money on Slim.
I was going to go Vanquish, but
I need to break the Ferrari bond, but I can't break myself to do it. So if anybody who's watching would like to comment who they think would get pole, then please do, and I shall read them out. So I'm on board with Mr. Balco at the minute, and I have to say he really needs a good result here this weekend.
yeah, and
This week. He's had a pretty poor start to the season.
he looked sharp in Monaco, didn't he? And then unfortunately, it all just fell away from him, didn't it? It's such a shame, really.
He's had it a few times this year. I mean, I think it was China. He had wets fitted to his car in the drive. So
Yeah, nice.
you know, he's just had poor luck. But now the likes of Slim's getting his wins, and he's looking good. Vanquish is keeping it consistent. Carton, he's quick, but he's had some terrible things like he got stuck in the pit lane, and it's some of these drivers have had bad luck, but I think we're going to be in for a little bit of a treat today. Well, can I just say as well, let's not count out Blaz for the top 4.
I'm just on board with Blaz now. I think he was the first one to come across the line, looking very aggressive into the first sector, and he's done a 19.1 in the first sector. As we've now into the second DRS zone. I think that was new for 2019, wasn't it? Having 3 DRS zones in Canada, and he's on the back straight now. Another lovely onboard camera with the nose. I love the onboard cameras with the nose. It's a shame we can't select them. And now he's coming down to the hairpin now. So this is the end of sector 2.
Sorry, I was just on board with Carton, who got a little bit sideways coming through the left chicane before the hairpin. It looks like his setup's really tail happy, and we've got a flag coach, but that's just people on and out, getting out of the way.
So Blaz comes across the line. He'll be the first one to put a time in, and he is going for 1:0. He's going for 09 now, so good time from Carton. I see someone in the background. It was a Force India Vanquish, and he goes on a 08.4. Incredible stuff. And we got
matches it.
That's impressive. That is like 600ths of a second. That is incredible. We got Balco who's gone up into a second now. Look at the times. How close is this? And Rafa goes 5th at the moment.
This is going to be so close.
I would have expected Rafa's made a mistake. I don't think he'd be this far off the times. I'm just on board with Slim. Lovely through the Water Champions. Misses it just enough, and he's going to set a 108.1.
And we got Ultra David coming through now. And Ultra David only goes 5th. But Slim, as you said, Carl, what a lap from Slim there. He was your tip for pole, wasn't he? Wow! I'm going to ask you to buy my lottery numbers. Here comes Lennon Marang.
That was an insane lap. What? 3/10 quicker.
As someone keeps joining, leaving, and joining, it's Effie.
Yeah, Effie was the debutant in Monaco, and I tell you what, he was very impressive in Monaco. I was quite disappointed not to see him on the grid this weekend, because I wasn't sure if it was just street circuit dependent, or if he's generally an all-round good driver. Because some drivers are very good on the street circuits. I must admit, I'm sat next to one right now, Kyle. Brilliant win in Monaco, and you look very comfortable there. And also, I'd say you do very well in Baku as well. Almost won there.
Sorry, I was looking at the YouTube. Was on about me winning Monaco?
Yeah. He was like, yeah, it's standard.
Sorry. No. Well, we had the discussion, didn't we? The day before when we were joined by Dave, and you know, I had a bit of luck on my side, but I just kept it out of the wall, and we brought the Ferrari home in P1, and I believe you got some points as well. So it was a good day for Ferrari on the whole. But you know, I do well at street circuits. I mean, Baku, I made one mistake on my setup. I forgot to change my weight distribution. That was the reason why I couldn't floor it. So, you know, we've still got another street circuit left to go, so we could expect another win for Ferrari, but it's a shame the Super and the Elite Constructors couldn't be as one, because I think with the 4 Ferrari drivers we have, we are pretty good. You know, we are pretty good, but...
Yeah, because the other 3 could make up for my for my lack of point scoring. We got 6 minutes to go in Canada. At the moment, we got Slim on pole. Alongside him is Vanquish. Christian Balco right up there in 3rd. We got Cart in 4th. Ultra David 5th. Blaz in 6th, of course, from the Super. And we got Rafa, who is in at 7th. But we think he made a bit of a mistake there, so we expect him to go quicker. Rockatoni, Nena Marang, and Eri Arcos are all in the pits at the moment and haven't set a time. Do you think they're just going to go for one run?
I reckon they might have gone for either the harder setup of tyres, or they had to use a different set somewhere else. I reckon, because obviously when you play the game, you get, when you load into an online lobby, you can either go for a softer compound tyres, which means you get more of the softer, you know, in this case it would have been more of the hypers and another set of supers compared to I've got them all bloody mixed up now. But yeah, you either get balanced, softer or harder. I reckon some of these guys have gone for the harder, so they get more of the harder tyres.
And that would probably be an advantage in the race, you would say, wouldn't you? So obviously these guys are looking at the long game rather than just qualifying. Cause,
yeah, well, I always go for the harder, so I'd rather have more harder sets of tyres. Usually it's where, for me, I'm usually always in Q3 minus, I think it's Spain. Yeah, I had an issue on track with another driver, and then I just didn't get the tyres on, but usually, you know, one of us are in the top 10, so I'm just on board again with karting.
Yeah, just coming out the...
I reckon, honestly, I'm going to say this now before anyone else starts laps, I reckon we're going to be in the 107s by the time Q3 is done.
That would just be amazing, wouldn't it? That would just be absolutely unbelievable.
He's going to start his lap now. Again, they're getting brilliant exits from... he was on a lap. I do apologise. 107.8.
Well, there you go. You predicted it straight there. So, yeah. I'm definitely going to ask you.
But it said on my screen he was on an out lap. So it must be a bit of a mix-up from the lovely Codemasters, who have announced they're not bringing any more patches out because the new game is coming out in June.
Oh no, that's so early, isn't it?
This will be the last season, I'm right in saying, of IRC on the 2018 game.
Yeah, so it's quite early, isn't it, the new game coming out in July? Because usually it's around August time, isn't it?
It comes out 28th of June, which is 2 months early. So...
I was reading. I think you put a comment down earlier, Carl, when about us favouring more of the wheel drivers, which made me cry a little inside.
Obviously, I was doing a little bit of research on it today because I was a bit bored, and Codemasters have said, you know, the game's coming out on the 28th of June, and it's more for the wheel users than obviously for like me and you and a few other IRC drivers that, you know, we stick with the pads. So. To be honest, I think that'd be a bit of a poor decision from Codemasters, but, you know, we don't make the game. I think if you balanced it for how many players actually play the game, we'd be like 2 or 3% less than obviously the wheel users, but... So...
Well, Balco goes back up to 3rd now. Vanquish improved his time, but very minuscule. It was only a 500th of a second he improved, but he's dropped back down to 4th now. Then Marang has gone up to 5th, and... we still got a couple of drivers in the pits, really, with 2 minutes and 30 seconds odd to go. To be honest, I'm quite nervous. I like to get out there and like to just get myself into a mindset, get my tyres sorted, make sure that I'm happy with all my engine modes, and then out there. But this is quite a short lap, so yeah, you could leave it almost to the last minute. I'm not sure if that was a bit of lag there, but Blaz kind of just clipped the wall there under the bridge. Blaz is on an outlap at the moment, so yeah, as you said, a 1:7.8. That's just hard to. It's incredible. We was on board with Carton as he set that pole position lap as well. I just loved the way he just rolled the car.
Vanquish seems to be struggling. He's up to a 1:08.2, but he can't seem to get any more. Now, before we do say anything else, we've just had another message from Lee, who says it's Slim's brother's birthday and wants us to sing happy birthday. Now, for me, I've got too much of a sore throat to sing happy birthday, so instead of singing it, we'll just say a very big birthday. I don't know how old you are, but I hope you have a brilliant day, Adam, and hopefully your brother can make you proud on track. So we'll deal with that one. I can't sing. My voice is killing me today, and talking is about ruining it. But no, happy birthday, Adam, and hopefully you're watching your brother with a smile on your face.
And we're going to stay on board with
Slim now.
I was going to say let's go to Slim actually, and he's out. He's just on his outlap now in the Ferrari. So he's your pick for pole. So hopefully he can do it. That'd be great stuff.
Well, all he needs is 2 tenths, and Carton improved his lap by 6. I'm not knocking Carton, but I reckon we could see Slim. But I will say, Vanquish is back in the pits now, and he did 2 laps on his new South Hypers and couldn't get the time he needed. So maybe there is a bit of a, not necessarily a problem for Vanquish, but not the speed we used to seeing. As Rocketoni and Aliarkos on track, so they're sticking for 9th and 10th. And I think Vanquish Slim, yeah, he invalidated his lap. He went too much on the curb through wire turn.
Oh, that's a shame.
Turn 3 and 4, so unfortunate, but it is still a front row. So far.
Oh, Ultra David's called it a day as well, down in 7th position, just out of turn 1. Blaz is on the lap. He's kind of kissed the wall on the outside there, and what's he doing then? So he's only 200th of a second down. So this could be a mighty lap for him.
Hang on. No, something's not right here. Ultra David's in the wall. And Lennon Moran's just gone straight into the wall as well at turn 1. What is going on? There was a Mercedes in the wall, which I think the only Mercedes is either Belco or Orchard David. I couldn't see which one it was. And Lennon Moran's just come straight out the pit lane, straight into the wall. So,
that's an interesting way to end.
I wonder if we stay on board with Blaz for a sec, we'll see them. There was here, turn 2 on the outside. There's no cars there, but I definitely did see that.
Did he do a Yarno Trulli, did he? I remember when your Yarno Trulli just to come out the pits and went straight into the wall there. That was quite embarrassing.
Basically, yeah, he just come straight out the pit lane and straight into the wall. It was the weirdest thing I've ever seen. But there we go, I think everybody's done and dusted, so...
What do you think, what do you think Rocketoni and Ariarkos didn't set a time then? Because they would have had an extra set of Hypersofts, surely, though, because they get an extra set when they come into Q3. With just tactics?
Honestly, I don't know. They'd have had a set that is reserved for Q3. Yeah, maybe they just didn't feel like it was worth it, maybe, or you know, they wanted to. But obviously, they've got the Q2 tyres, so I don't know, to be quite honest.
Well, it's a shame. It's a shame not to see the. It's a shame we didn't see all 10 drivers out there vying for pole position. Yeah, because they did that. They should have had an extra set of tyres, so we should have expected all 10 out, all 10 vying for that pole position. But what a lap from Carton, a 107.851. Incredible lap. Slim second.
Absolutely.
Slim second on the front row. So, yeah, happy birthday to his brother Adam, and hopefully Slim could do well for you this afternoon. We got Christian Balco in 3rd position, also just a 10th back from Slimbo. And we got Vanquish 4th, Lennon Moran 5th, Blaz in 6th, of course he's from the Super League. So a big shout out to him and all our Super League drivers. Woohoo! Ultra David in 7th, Rafa in 8th, and then Rocketoni and Eliarkos who didn't set a time 9th and 10th, which I'm quite disappointed with that. So
Blaz has just put in the chat, apparently he's very happy with P6, but it's so hard against these guys. Apparently he was losing a lot of time on the straights. It was fastest sector 2 time was 5/10, you know, half second slower than these guys. Now, can I just say, before we actually get into the race, have you put your party on public so we can do the interviews after the race?
Yeah.
Okay. Blooper reel part 3.
I think we've done really well so far.
Yeah, we've not done a bad job, but we've had another comment on the YouTube channels from Martin. Go on, Orchard David, you beauty, want to keep an eye on.
So we've got an Orchard David fan, who's E7, so we've got 11 people watching. We nearly got more people who are watching than we have drivers this week. It's
Well, hopefully they'll be rewarded, and hopefully we can get this show on the road. I'm not sure what's going on here. The time remaining is still 1 second. We're watching Blanche just go round and round and round. So he's getting a lot of airtime.
Yeah. We've got a glitch.
Lovely stuff.
And this, ladies and gentlemen, is Codemasters at its finest.
Yeah, unfortunate. It's a disappointing end to qualifying, really, because yeah, I think that Blaz's car is kind of now going to be crawling for the next couple of minutes whilst the admin guys decide on what we're going to do here. So yeah, it looks like
it'll be a restart but custom grid.
Yeah,
I think they'll take our word on the top 10, and it's actually starting to rain in Canada as well, or is that just me thinking see rain?
It is actually raining, isn't it? Oh, I hope it's rain for the race. I love changeable conditions, and Canada is one of those tracks where you normally do see rain most of the time. So it'll be good to see. How the rain would change the race. And to be honest, I'm going to say I can't remember a proper wet race with all these drivers in. But maybe I've just got a real bad memory. Can you remember any of these guys racing in the ring?
I don't actually think we've had a wet race yet in IRC this season in both leagues.
Excellent. So then, just my bad memory, because I could remember. So because then if that is the case, then the form book is thrown right out the window, and we could have any one of these 14, 15 drivers vying for the win. And of course, hopefully. Alfie is going to take part in the race. He had joined the session earlier. I didn't see him leave. As we're now going to get another session set up, and we'll be ready to go in a second. Apologies for the delay here, but yeah, bear with us because you will be rewarded for what will truly be an amazing race. I'm sure of it. As well,
there is a discussion going on in the group chat, so hopefully we'll have an answer. Oh. As Eliarkos has left the session, and now it's working again.
Is it trying to tell him something?
As soon as Eliarkos has left the session and Rocketoni, it's decided to work again. And Blaz has left the session as well.
So the gap between pole position and second.
Everybody's leaving the session, so either there is a new lobby set up, or it's glitched where it kicks everybody out.
We had this problem in the Super League in Azerbaijan. Unfortunately, it's one of those things. So, but Codemasters have said that the new game, 2019 game, it's been in development for 2 years. So we're hopefully they would have ironed out all these little bugs. I'm not holding my breath though. And it's a lovely sunny day in Montreal at the moment. But we will be setting up a new session in a minute, and we will get racing. It's quite a lot of number of laps around Canada, isn't it? Is it 35, something like that? So that is almost roughly as many. It's almost as many as it was in Monaco a week ago. So a lot of concentration. It's very similar to Monaco in terms of you need concentration throughout this race, not just in terms of how close the barriers are, but also in terms of the corner cuts as well, which it's quite a big thing to. It's quite a big thing to watch out for, because those can make or break your races.
So I think there is a new lobby being set up, and we have to wait for an invite. Hopefully they don't forget about us. So we just got to wait for a second now. There's no players left, so I'm gonna quit back to the main menu. So it's a bit of a. To be honest, this game it was pretty good until obviously they started not bringing any of the patches out. So it was we've only got one season left, but it's still
Yeah, because it can make or break races, which is a bit unfortunate, really. Because I got to say that there's a lot of good drivers out here, and it's such a shame of how they work so hard. Because I must admit, I'm going from a personal perspective here, but I remember one of the races we were on in China, I think it was, where I lagged out. But I remember building up to that race, I was so focused on my car setup, which in the end I borrowed off you anyway, Kyle. But I was so focused on trying to get the car setup, get into a rhythm, and just try and nail that track. Because up until then, I was so disappointed with not scoring points, just really being at the wrong place at the wrong time, and I wanted to get some points on the board, mainly for the constructors, really. And then to get lagged out because of a Codemasters glitch, it's not fair on the drivers, is it? Really, it just makes you feel so deflated. And
yeah, no, I remember that race. Still leaves a little bit of a sour spot in my mouth because obviously it lagged you out, and then because of bag of you, it took me out as well. So both Ferrari drivers were out, and I was actually battling for the lead on that race as well. So
yeah,
but no, hopefully they say they've been working on it for 2 years. I don't believe it. You got to think if they've been working on it for 2 years, then who was working on this one? So yeah. I'm not sure, but it's alright. So we're just waiting now. We've had unfortunate, but hopefully we don't have this problem tomorrow. We've only got 12 drivers though. Oh dear, who are we missing? Yeah, we're missing 2 drivers now. Well, technically 3 because F is here.
I'm looking forward to see what Effie does to me, as I'm a big fan of the Turkish driver. He really impressed me at Monaco. He was
definitely.
It was amazing, and to be fair, I really enjoyed going on board with him as well. He was slowing the car all over the place, and around Monaco, you must have some kind of skill to do that. I was just loving it. So, Effie, you got a big fan in me now. So,
right, while we're waiting for the setup, I'm just going to disappear for 20 seconds.
So, as we elaborated, yeah, that's it. Terrible English. As we elaborated on last week, it's all these nationality of drivers, which makes this league so unique. We got Christian Balco from Mexico. We got FA from Turkey. As I say, he's one of my favourites. We got Vanquish from Holland. And you can see we got Ultra David from Ireland, and as well as Rocket Tony. We got Crazy Power from Italy, and then of course we got the Greeks as well. Which are also in this race today. Yeah, we're just waiting they're dripping through slowly, so we're up to 13 drivers now. So yeah, put in the comments below who do you think's going to win, and yeah. I'd like to hear your opinions, because my opinions, every time, I'm not going to put the commentators cursing on anyone, because every time I do, they usually crash or don't have a very good race. So I'm going to leave that one well enough alone. So yeah, we're just waiting for 2 more drivers, and then hopefully we can get going then for the Canadian Grand Prix. Again, apologies about all these delays and stuff. It feels like an old school race, doesn't it, where we're waiting for the track to dry up or stuff like that. So yeah, but at least we're not talking about birds or anything like that infamous 2011 race. Remember Martin Brundle, David Coulthard just talking about birds and all sorts of stuff in that race. I learnt a lot, but unfortunately I'm not really much of a bird enthusiast. So I was more interested in the wheels and and the fast cars going around. What's your favourite Canadian Grand Prix, by the way? Have you got like a personal favourite?
Yeah, 2011 with Jenson Button.
Yeah, that one's hard to beat, isn't it?
It was just the determination he had. You know, he come from last twice. He got, I think it was like 3 or 4 penalties. He got 2 punctures. Yeah, it's his teammate here, Alonso.
That's just that just shows to never give up, really, doesn't it? That was I think was it 5 or 6 pit stops, and I think 2 of them did include drive for penalties. It was amazing to see.
It were a lap down at one point as well. And he just says, I just didn't give up, and then he crossed the line in first. So right, we have 14 drivers, so we should start readying up, which we are, and then hopefully only a couple of minutes of a delay, we'll get back to racing.
Yeah, 2011 was definitely one of my favourite Canadian Grand Prix. To be honest, though, you can go through a lot of the Canadian Grand Prix and think, oh, that was amazing. I remember 2012 was a very good race. I think that was there was a fight between Hamilton, Alonso, and Vettel, and it was all on different tyre types and all sorts. It was brilliant to watch, and I remember Hamilton coming to the pits.
I think Canada always produces one of the best Formula One races each year.
Yeah.
It's where it is. You get your unpredicted rain or anything like that. It's very good circuit, and I do love it when Formula One goes there. Because you never know what's going to happen. So.
And it's such a good sociable time as well. It's on like 5, 6 o'clock, isn't it, in the afternoon? So no need to worry about getting up early, like we might have to do in a couple of weeks in China. 7 o'clock, I think.
I got up at 4 a.m. for the Australian Grand Prix, ready for the start at 6, 5 to 6 o'clock. So I was up and ready.
See, that's true, F1 fans. Unfortunately, I have to do that as well now. I remember when I got a bit lazy and I recorded the race, but it didn't feel as good. You have to watch it live, don't you, just to get the atmosphere. And I don't do that anymore. I'm back to being a proper fan. So here we go. Then we're ready, and we're going to be ready in just a second for the Canadian Grand Prix in Montreal on the man-made lake, man-made island in the Gilles Villeneuve circuit.
We're just waiting for a couple of drivers, and then, as I say that, we're loading in. So we haven't done bets on the race win yet. Sean, so what's your guess?
I already said for the guys to put it in the comments, but I think that fell on deaf ears. So unfortunately, guys, I'm gonna do another prediction, which you probably end up being unfortunate for the guy I choose. Christian Balco's left now, unfortunately. I'm going to go with Carton because I think that qualifying time was pretty immense. He was 3/10 quicker than Slim. What would your guess be?
I think I'm going to have to agree, and I think Carton's a man on a mission, and I can expect him fighting, as we seem to be struggling to load into this one as well now.
Yeah, sorry guys, you have to... here we go. So we're going on the formation lap, and whilst we're going to go on the formation lap, there's a lovely bit of wheel spin there from Carton. Let's go through the field then of the 14 drivers which are going around the Gilles Villeneuve circuit. So we've got Carton on pole position, alongside Slim's already in the wall and he's driving backwards. Lovely stuff. Slim is second. We got Balco in third, who has rejoined us, so hopefully he can get back in his car. It's a bit of a messy formation lap, unfortunately, here, guys. We got Vanquish in fourth, Lennon Meringue in fifth. 6 is Blaz, sorry. 7th is Ultra David, I'm getting distracted. 8th is Rafa. 9th is Rockatoni. Then we got Eli Arcos in 10th. Andy is in 11th. Crazy Power in 12th. We got Alpha in 13th position and BP who's in 14th position. They've all left the session again. So this turning into be a bit of a interesting race. Yeah. So again, apologies about this, guys. Yeah, Canada is a very unique race, so you expect nothing less, really, do you? As Carton goes around is enjoying the lead, but unfortunately this is only the formation lap, and I think when he gets there he's going to find a very empty grid.
The thing is, as well, it's the formation lap, so a lot of these drivers that have left the session won't be able to take the car back. We had this problem at Super League. I think it was China.
Yeah.
So we'll have to keep an eye out, but I don't expect a lot of these drivers to be back on the grid.
Very unfortunate for those guys, as we touched on earlier about how frustrating it can be to get BP's back in now. So hopefully he can get into his car in time, as we're still waiting for the last two drivers of BP and the Red Bull driver to get into position. So hopefully no more troubles, and we can get going in these Canadian Grand Prix then. So here we go then, with the 5 sets of lights come on. The Crazy Powers just joined again, and where lights are not out, but away we go. And we've already got a Ferrari that's spun in Slimbo, and I'm not even sure what's going on here, but we have had an awful start. Oh my God, there's carnage everywhere. This is terrible. This can't be right. Vanquish is going around as well, and Rockatoni's joined. I'm not even sure what's going on anymore. It feels like Belgium '98. It's all just gone to pot. Vanquish is in the wall and he's not going anywhere, and Ultra David is cruising around. This was a virtual safety car. As you can see, we've had a lot of position changes here. BP is now up to 10 positions, as we're getting a lot of retirements. Vanquish is out. I don't have a clue what's going on. We're down to 7 cars. Christian Balco is well, no, Balco ain't even in the race, so we're down to 6 cars. We've got a virtual safety car. Oh dear, this is all just a bit of a mess at the moment. Ultra David leads. Second is Rockatoni. Rockatoni's ghost.
There's going to be a restart. There is going to be a restart.
There is going to be a restart. Excellent. So, wow, this is it's been an interesting start to the Canadian Grand Prix. Bear with us, folks, because you will be rewarded very soon. As that was a pretty painful start. That was. I might go back on the stream and have a look at that in a minute. But it was just weird, wasn't it? Slim just
that was Slim just reversed over the start-finish line. Cartin just veered straight into the wall. It was a complete and utter mess.
It was. I just didn't know what was going on. Really, it looks like the lights went out for different times for different people. I mean, Slim and Carlton looks like they had a massive jump on the rest of the field, and then they just went around in circles. It was really weird, that was. Yeah, so as we're watching Ultra David, we will be having a restart, I believe. So we can get this show on the road in a second. As yeah, we'll get there in a minute.
So this will make a good blooper at the end of the season.
What, our commentary or the race? To be honest, I reckon that I think that it's going to be a combination, isn't it? So yeah, everyone's leaving the session now.
I don't know if you've had one, but I shall send you one if you haven't.
No, I ain't privileged enough, unfortunately. As we're just watching Ultra David having a nice Sunday drive around the Gio Villeneuve circuit.
An invite should be with you now.
Nice. So we're going to rejoin the. This is to be the third lobby tonight, and hopefully third time's a charm. And we'll get this show on the road in a minute. Whilst we're loading in, let's just take a look. I think we've had a comment, have we? I don't know. My phone ain't loading either now.
It was from Martin saying, "What start more to David?"
Told you we'd be the one to watch.
But it was a bit of a weird lobby, that, so we won't read much into that. We'll see what the restart holds. But
hey,
we are starting 15 minutes late now, so.
And to be honest, this traditionally can be a long race with safety cars, virtual safety cars, accidents, and all sorts going on. So, yeah, don't expect an early night, guys.
Hopefully, we won't have as much problems tomorrow for the Super, which is on at the same time at 8 PM.
Yes, join us. It'll be on the regular channel tomorrow. It'll be on the IRL Super League YouTube channel. So yeah, if you want to just go search for the league on YouTube, hit subscribe, and there you go. There's our cheap plug-in for this afternoon. I keep saying this afternoon. I think I'm really in Canada time, aren't I?
We're married, but then we're also strangers, so it is a worry.
So we're just yeah, we're just waiting for the last remaining drivers to join us, and then hopefully we can get this show on the road properly. Thank you for bearing with us, guys. I know that there's quite a few of you still watching, so thank you for your support. And as I keep saying, hopefully we will provide you with an amazing race. Well, whilst we got this lull, then, what do you think about the race on Sunday? Then, the Bahrain Grand Prix. What a race! I was so gutted for Charles Leclerc, though.
Oh, it was heartbreaking. He'd done everything right. He did have a bad start, but by lap, it was about lap 6. You know, he was back in front and he was beating Vettel by 10 seconds on on his own speed. Vettel, yet again, was showing he can bottle it. And, it was just heartbreak for Leclerc. It was his first podium in Formula 1, and like I said, he couldn't enjoy it because he knew he could have won. And, the Mercedes of Lewis Hamilton even said, he would have won, and he tried to, make it as best of a situation for Charles as he could. But I think Charles has got a lot to come, so...
Definitely. I watched him in Formula 2 before he got promoted to the Sauber team in Formula 1, and he looked a class act there. I remember I think it was one race, and it was unfortunately it was a race after his father died, and he got knocked to the back of the field, I think, and he just come through that grid in amazing style. I can't remember what race it was, so hopefully someone could provide us with that information in the comments, but I think that just shows the character of the man, really. And I say he's a man. He's only 21 years old, isn't he? 21, 22.
He's the same age as me.
Wow. Younglings. Unfortunately, I'm hitting 3 decades in the next couple of months. Gosh, I'm old. So the reason for the last issue was that there was a mass disconnection. So we had to restart because it was only from the drivers. So we'll be getting back underway in just a second. Yeah, but I heard also I was watching some footage on I think it was on Instagram about the Bahrain Grand Prix, and there was a team radio message to Charles saying not to overtake Vettel, which was a bit surprising. But he defied that team order and went ahead and overtook him anyway because he was just much quicker than Vettel. I was quite. Yeah. I hope that's not going to be a Ferrari tactic all year round, because they even asked him back in Australia. So I'll be very disappointed if anything like that happens again.
I think for the performance he brought on Sunday, he's planted it in Ferrari's mind as if I'm not a number 2. I can outrace Vettel, and I will. So
yeah,
I don't expect many of them team orders to come anymore.
No, definitely not, because I think because he's shown now what he can do as well, isn't he? Because I think if he obeyed the team orders in Bahrain, then he would have unfortunately had the Valtteri problem of being the wingman. But unfortunately, Valtteri was very impressive in Australia. Then Bahrain, he wasn't nowhere as such, but I was expecting him to carry that momentum over from Australia to Bahrain. So bit disappointed really, because I quite liked all the memes of Valtteri after Australia. It was great stuff. Right, I think this will be take 3 now. All the drivers are in. We've got 15 drivers in, and hopefully we will reward you with an exceptional race around Montreal. So apologies again, guys, and stick with us, because I can guarantee you this will be a good race. As Carl said, this is one of the fan favourites of the year. Canada is. It's just one of the best races to watch is in real Formula 1 and also in league racing as well. So yeah.
It looks like we've got a bit of the head scratching in the group chat where everyone's asking what's going on. Apparently the first time was Codemasters being Codemasters, and then
Someone just put just to
Apparently, a
continue your
driver
headache.
didn't enjoy.
I'm not sure if they're talking about us or or the game.
No, a miscommunication between drivers caused a problem in the second start. And it resulted in two very angry drivers in Slim's not very happy, and Orchard David is put on the YouTube channel, which shouldn't really voice it there,
But you can
Orchard
understand it's
David isn't very
frustrating.
happy.
Yeah, you can
I
understand.
can see the frustration for everyone, you know, not just for them, it's for a little bit for us as well. Obviously, we've been here since 8 o'clock, you know, we're trying to do a good job on the commentary, and then we have got no idea what's happening, and it's a bit of a headache, but we will get through it. It's one of those situations, but we shall do it as a team, and we'll get through it.
To be honest, I was going to say this. I never know what's happening really. So you know, no change for me there.
Well, that's why I wasn't speaking so much in the last 5 minutes, because I've been trying to find out information of what's going on.
I think our viewers are happy you're back because they was like, "Oh my God, save us!"
Yeah.
Oh, you'd have to agree. Anyway, yeah, hopefully we'll get going now. So as I said, third time's a charm. And yeah, we can see the cars are now on the grid on the right hand side of the screen, and we are getting ready then for. We're going to have another formation up, I believe, as all the drivers are just amending their strategies. Hopefully, they're all on the same tyres that they qualified on. Otherwise, that would be a bit of an unfair advantage. I think the first racing in Montreal was back in 1991. No, it's been there for a while, hasn't it, Canada? I think 1991,
Yeah,
I remember that one. I remember 1991, because I think, wasn't it the one where Mansell hit his engine stop button or something? I remember something weird happened. Something weird happened in that race. Yeah, I think Gilles Villeneuve won the first ever race, didn't he?
It was also
The track in 07 where Kimi Räikkönen and Lewis Hamilton crashed in the pit lane.
Yes, I do remember that. I've never been so gutted in my life. It's because that was the race where Robert Kubica came through and won the race. That was an amazing race. We had black flags and everything. What a race!
It was back in the day where they used to shut the pit lane, and there was the red light on at the bottom of the pit lane coming back onto the track. Lewis and Rosberg didn't realise, and Lewis got ploughed into the back of Räikkönen, and then Rosberg returned the favour. But so we're on the formation lap now, so we've got Carton on pole. Excuse me, my chest is still hurting a little bit. So we've got Carton, followed by Slim. Belko, looking for a good result today. Vanquish, I'd say a little bit out of position, but still in fourth. Lennon Meringue, P5. Blaz in 6th. Orchard David 7th. Rafa 8th. Rocketone in 9th. Eliarkos 10th. Lucas 11th. Co-Andy 12th. Crazy Power is 13th. Effie is 14th. And BP at the back, who has now served his qualifying ban. So I'd say keep an eye out on BP. We've seen what he can do in the race. You know, we'll never count him out. But I will have to ask you to keep an eye out on the YouTube channel, because my phone's about to die and I haven't got the charger handy.
Yeah, no problem. So this is take 3 then. So third lobby then. We've got 5 sets of lights on. When they go out, it'll be racing. And here we go. And we're off. Carton gets a good start. So does Slim. And you can see they're all coming down to turn 1. You can see it's not very short. Actually, we've already got a forcing you onto the grass. And we've got a yellow flag. We've got contact already. Yeah, that's a shame. That's his wing damage already then. So what's going on at the back? BP is still at the back there. And yeah, we got a bit of contact with Eliarkos there. Getting a bit squirrely. Rafa's in the wall. Rafa's in the wall. And in the force engine. Reverse back into the track in a very...
down to 5th. What happened to Carton? He's gone from 1st to 5th. So there's a Haas just lost all its front wing.
Oh, yeah, that's it.
Carton's gone down to 5th. Slim's out.
Slim's out.
Oh no, Slim.
He's in the wall out of just into in the second DRS zone. That's terrible. Oh dear, we can't lose any more cars in this race, and well, this is a messy start, an absolute messy start. As Lucas, Raccatoni's in the wall.
He's gone.
Yeah, he took too much speed out of the chicane now, so he is out as well. We got Alpha up into 9th position. We got Cole, who's up into 10th. We've got more contacts. Gosh, these guys, I think, are just pent up frustration really after waiting around for so long.
Rafa is last with no front wing. So
yeah, and we've got loads of people in the pits.
in as well. Belko got damage from Slim from turn 2. But Lennon Morang leads, so he managed to jump.
And we got a 5-second stop-and-go penalty for BP for speed in the pit lane. And we got Aliarkos on the inside of Orchard David. Great move from Aliarkos. Orchard David tries to come back out into turn 2. He's up the inside. Orchard David is going to get a better run on him. But remember, he's on the super soft tyre compared to Aliarkos is on the ultra soft. But Orchard David's back through. Beautiful bit of driving from both those drivers there. Amazing stuff.
I feel sorry for Slim. I really do. I'm going to invite him to have a chat with us. He might be too annoyed to talk, but let's see what happens. I didn't see what happened to Carton. I don't know if you did, but he went from 1st to 5th, and he's got half the front wing missing. He's now down in P8.
Oh, Len Morang's gone wide, and Vanquish is now going to go on the inside into the hairpin, but Lennon Morang has got the better driving. Of course, he's also on the ultra soft tyres. As we've got Slim joining us in the party now. But before we go to Slim, if that's all right, we're going to just follow this battle for the lead as Vanquish goes up the inside.
Yeah, wise to back out. Wise. Slim, what happened?
Carton had wheel troubles. He put into AI in the corner, and I went into the back and lost my wing line into the.
Oh, such a shame. Unfortunate, because we've had a
brilliant qualifying.
Yeah.
We got your dad. I believe your dad Lee watching as well, and wants us to wish your brother a happy birthday. So it's a bit gutted for you, really. You had decent pace, and you were my bank for pole, and you got second, so it was good enough. But unfortunately, game over. What?
And Vanquish goes for the lead. He's just overtaken Lennon Morang. Apologies, guys. Yeah, so we've got a new leader.
Well,
it must be a bit annoying for you having to have 3 restarts and then not even left.
Orchard David's gone into the back. That is a wild misbreaking. I think he's going to have to go in the pits. Yeah, that is. And now look at these all. Well, they're Lionel Stern going into the former chicane. This is going to get a bit messy, isn't it? I might have to close my eyes here. Yeah. As Lennon Morang is going for Vanquish. And they all got through, but I think Orchard David's in the pits. Yeah.
We had to. He missed his braking port by about a mile. That wasn't right. But
that was quite weird, wasn't it, really? So Orchard David's in the pits, then come back out. So we've had a crazy start to this Canadian Grand Prix. Aliarkos is now up 7 positions. He's up into 3rd. So great start from Aliarkos as Lennon Morang has just kissed the wall there. As Orchard David is coming out of the pits, he is down in the 8th position. So the biggest loser out of all that is Carton, who's unfortunately down to 5th. But as we just heard, he's got some wheel trouble, which is a big shame because he looked phenomenal in qualifying. I was looking forward to seeing Slim and Carton go head-to-head in this race. We've got Aliarkos who's now up in 2nd position. Great on-board shot here from Aliarkos. Looking back at Lennon Morang, they're going down to the hairpin now. Crazy power is just at the first half of the race. So, yeah, what a fraught start this has been. It's only lap 3, I'm already out of breath. Wow.
No, it's been a hectic start, and obviously unfortunate for you, Slim.
Yeah, good job, guys.
Come back
All the shambles which is going tonight. Good job for keeping it going on this.
Yeah, it's been a bit challenging with 3 restarts, and we're just sat here. We're rookies, but we're not doing too bad. So.
Yeah, well, I mean, second time we had everybody in. It's one person we didn't say until we started, so yeah, just a continual headache. So yeah, like I said, next week.
We wish you the best of luck.
Yeah, cheers.
Yeah, quite sorry about that, Slim. And we're watching that Lucas and BP as Slim has unfortunately left the session. There's such hardship for Slim because yeah, it's just and Lucas. Oh my gosh! Sorry, Carl. And that is, I'm not really sure. Yeah, I'm not even sure what to say about that. It's Lucas went on the grass on the inside of turn 1 and just took a BP off there. I think that BP is going to be rather miffed by that, as Ariarkos is... we got...
BP's left.
Yeah, I'm not surprised, because that was pretty... I think we might be getting some investigations here. One board Blaz now, of course, the Super League driver. He is on the tail end of Lennon Moran going into the final chicane. Beautifully done there. Very well controlled. Well done, Blaz. Great stuff. But Lennon Moran couldn't get back at him now because he's got DRS as well himself now coming into turn 1. This is where we just seen that audacious move between Lucas and BP. As, yeah. I hope they calm down because, wow, we're only on lap 6. We ain't going to be able to make it to the end. Carton's got a 3-second time penalty.
Penalty coming out at the last chicane. We've got Belko right behind him, and Carton's driving wounded, obviously, with his broken wheel, so it's such a shame. And Carton's going to be fuming. But can I just say, Blaz, third, and he's not losing the leaders.
No, yeah, he's doing really well, and may I also say, Ariarkos is up into...
Vanquish has just got a 3-second time penalty, and that's not what we see from Vanquish.
I think you hit the nail on the head in qualifying. Vanquish is just really struggling around this circuit. Ariarkos is looking very strong in this race, isn't he, in the Renault? And, yeah, wasn't he my tip for pole? I'll go a bit smug at it, but Ariarkos is right on the back now of Vanquish.
It is worth noting that Vanquish is on Supers and Ariarkos is on the Ultras.
Yeah, that's a very good point. Remember that the Delta's...
Vanquish is struggling. He's locking up on every corner.
So we have just gone back to... We're just going to have a look down the field, guys, and we're just on board now with Christian Balco going through the final chicane as he is chasing down Carton, a wounded Carton who's got a problem with his steering wheel. As Balco has just set the fast lap of the race on the Supersoft tyre at 1:11.4. So... yeah, what a disappointing start for some of those drivers. Slim especially, really. Carton, and of course Rocketoni as well. And I think BP left the session, but his car is still circulating around. Hopefully it's ghosted, though. Because we don't want any...
it is ghosted.
It is ghosting, is it? We don't want any... Crazy Power's on the...
Ultras. Crazy Power's on the high for softs.
He is, and he's flying up the grid, isn't he? And Balco has just kissed the wall again. We've seen them kissing the wall in Monaco a week ago, and I was very impressed actually of how close they get to the wall. Here you don't really need to get quite so close, but I'm still quite impressed of how close they do run to the wall. I'm still on board with Balco as he is chasing down Carton. Carton looks like he is starting to get a handle on that steering wheel now. As we got a ghost in BP who's unfortunately out of the race. And Carton has hit the wall on the inside. Is he damaged his front wing? He has.
Yeah, he's lost half of it.
Oh, that's such a shame. Just as we and once again the commentator's curse has struck again. Just as we were saying that he was getting a hand on his wheel.
It's not the commentator's curse. It's your curse.
Yeah, I know. I need to stop. I need to stop complimenting guys, don't I? And unfortunate for Carton because he looked like he was starting to pull away from Christian Balco there, and unfortunately that damaged his front wing. I think he's got one of his end plates missing, so that's a bit unfortunate there. We're going to go back to the leaders now because Vanquish still hasn't shook off from Ariarkos. He is in second at the moment, but as Carl said, they're both on different types of tyres. So Vanquish is on the Supersoft tyre, whilst Ariarkos is on the Ultrasoft, which might be the reason why Ariarkos is hanging on. But still a great drive from the Renault driver, isn't it?
Well, he's up 8 places. He's hounding the back of Vanquish. I wouldn't count Ariarkos out yet. Because even with Vanquish being on the softer tyres at the end, he looks like he hasn't got the pace.
No,
personally, I don't think Vanquish has the pace. But
yeah, you said it in qualifying, didn't you? How much he was struggling, and I think
it just doesn't seem to be at his usual, you know, his best. But I'm just looking at the race director now. First lap was a bit scruffy. Ariarkos and Lucas come together because they both got warnings. Lennon and Carton came together. Ultra David and Rocketoni came together. Obviously Rocketoni's out. Slim's out.
My gosh, I'm not sure what I've just seen there, but unfortunately, yeah, Alfie.
I've just seen Effie's retired from the session, but I didn't see that because I was looking on the race director.
Yeah, F8 just drove into the side of Lucas. Whether that was intentional or if that was a kind of glitch, I do not know. But that was a little uncalled for, in my opinion. Again, we're going to be having some stewards investigations there. Hopefully, that was just some kind of issue with his pad or steering wheel or something. But that's no place, I don't think, in IRC. So, but I'm hoping that it was just a accident. We're down to 11 drivers now. BP, of course, out of the race. He's just ghosting. So everyone is almost going to get some points here. I was actually going to go down and look at karting because he's just changed onto the super soft tyres now. Can you go to the end on this stage? As Vanquish has kind of gone into the wall again. I can't see he's damaged his front wing. Let's talk about strategy a bit quick because hopefully we've got a bit of a lull in the race now. So if you guys have been hanging with us since 8 o'clock, well done, and you're definitely getting rewarded for it now. Aren't you? We're only on lap 10 and we've had some amazing races and also some interesting racing as well. But yeah, hopefully there's there can be explanations to all those interesting coming togethers. Anyway, going for strategy, we're only on lap 10 out of 35. Do you think is it going to be 1 stop or do you reckon it'll be 2 stop?
I think you could do a 1 stop, but it would be very, very, very close. I think karting will have to pit again. I think 25 laps is too much. I reckon it'd be, you get 20 laps out of these supers. Most maybe. I'm not quite sure. I've not really done any tyre delta myself this week, which is usually surprising because you know what I'm like when I come to my racing. I know my strategy before we go into the race, and obviously then we share our setups and what we're doing. Mainly so we don't get caught up in the pit behind each other. But
I was going to say share. I think it's more of you giving me and me taking it, isn't it? I don't think I've ever given you a setup.
No, not really. Because actually we have the practice session beforehand, and you will run one tyre and I'll run the other, and we'll see what lap times we get and what etc. So you do put some help into the into the delta as such. And Eliarkos,
yeah, he was
in the wall. Blaz has just picked up a 3-second penalty.
Blaz is looking very comfortable, isn't he, in this race?
Definitely. I think them ultras are going to start dropping off now, and that's the reason we're seeing Eliarkos in the wall.
Yeah, he's also dropping off the back of Vanquish now. He's going on the wall again now, but that's probably why Vanquish is
second in the first sector.
Yeah, I reckon he's damaged his wing as well into the World Champions. I think I had a pretty poor camera angle.
I can't see anything. I've checked as soon as he did it, and I can't see any damage. I can't see any endpoints missing. I think he got away with it, but always he picks up a 3-second penalty.
So we've got Blaz and Eliarkos with 3-second penalties at the moment, and Vanquish had a 3-second penalty as well. So we've got all 3 podium drivers who have already got a 3-second penalty, and we're not even half distance yet. So it's going to be a long second half of the race. And remember, penalties is very important in any league really. So you cannot, if you pick up too many, then it will cost you positions. So we're on board with the karters. We'll carry on.
Karting is on the back of Rafa.
Yes. And
I don't think Rafa will put up too much of a fight. They are on different strategies, so
yeah, he's on 10 lap old ultra soft tyres, isn't he? And Carton's literally just come out on the super soft tyre. So yeah, this I think Rafa's a very consistent driver, isn't he? He does his own race, doesn't he? And he's always there at the end to pick up the pieces. And I think today is going to be one of those races where he can score some big points, because this is going to be.
I say he wasn't going to be that bad, but he's just done a lot of weaving down the straight. It's just picked up a 3-second time penalty for cutting the final chicane, but
yeah, he was trying like he was breaking this. Yeah, trying to break the slipstream there, because he wasn't actually weaving in the corner, going into the corner itself, but
the we're picking up quite a few penalties as Belko picked up a 3-second. Rafa just touched the wall there.
And karting going on the inside.
It is an overtaking place there, but
you need cooperation, don't you, from your opponent, really, don't you? As he's gone on the outside.
He's trying to, Rafa closed the door on him there.
Oh gosh, there's a bit of banging wheels. Not sure what's going on in this league tonight. I think they must be frustrated. That's a lovely camera angle, the suspension, and we're getting very close again to Rafa. I'm not sure what's going on tonight. They just
Rafa's not having it. I wasn't expecting Rafa to put up this much of a fight, but Rafa is sticking his elbows out and saying, "You want this place? You come and get it." But IRC is now 2.7 behind Vanquish, so them tyres have gone. His confidence just took too much, but Rafa was in the Wall of Champions.
This must be a done deal.
Always tired after doing this now.
I know. Wow,
it's
we got a yellow flag in sector 1 and 2. I wonder if that was. I'm just having a look now to see who's. It was Orchard David and Orchard David has lost a couple of end plates out. That was beautifully timed on board camera here again from the nose. And Orchard David has lost a lot of elements on his front wing now, so that is going to cause him major difficulty. He's on the super soft tyre as well, so this is not ideal. He wants to go a lot further in the race.
He's already pitted once, hasn't he, because of very late braking. These drivers are chucking it about today.
I know. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it's frustration or what. It's to be honest, Eliarkos comes in and out. He's on the super soft now. Do you reckon he will get to the end with 20 laps to go? That should be him. Yeah,
should be right. So he comes out. He's 5th behind Belko. Belko has pitted, but I think he pitted on lap 1, so he will be back in. There is blue flags up ahead.
I think it's BP's car, isn't it?
No, it's Lucas.
Oh, it's
Lucas.
Lucas.
He's in II mode.
Okay. As Orchard David comes out of the pits now, Carton's just got by him, so Carton's now up into 7th. Orchard David is 8th. Rafa is in the pits. He's serving a 5-second penalty, by it looks, because the pit crew are just waiting, and he's done that, and now he's coming back out the pits now. But I think the Power is going to be through and up into 9th position. So Power, who's keeping his nose clean, is now in 9th position. So Lucas is 11th now and is a long way back from Rafa. And then of course BP who just goes
out in front. He's got 9.5 seconds for Blaz, who's just keeping himself to himself.
Very controlled drive from Blaz.
Yeah, definitely.
And at the moment they're all spread out at the moment then, so we're just having a look at Vanquish. He's got a 3-second penalty for Orchard David there. He's just come in the pits after damaging his front wing, and he's changed tyres. We've got a yellow flag. Lennon Morang is out.
Lennon's out.
I think it's the world champion.
He's just pitted.
Oh, he's just pitted, I think. It is the world champion.
He's pitted, but no, he come in the lap before. But
oh, that's a shame for Lennon Morang.
He was running, he was running 3rd, so.
He's looking very comfy. That's a big loss for Lennon Morang. This is a good day to score points here in Canada. So we're now down to 11 cars in this race. As of course we keep saying BP is.
I'm just looking at gaps now, and I'm going to do a little bit of a TED here. But if Vanquish wanted to pick now, it would bring him out it's about 18 seconds for a pit stop round here, isn't it? So
yeah,
it'd bring him out really, really close behind Eliarkos. Eliarkos is 1.1 behind Belko, who's a further 4 seconds behind Coandy, who's 4 seconds behind Blaz. So if he wants to come in, he needs to be thinking about doing it soon, because Eliarkos is on fresh tyres. And he is bringing the gap down to Belko, so he does need to think about covering Eliarkos, even if he is on the faster tyre. There's that many corners, it doesn't really matter about what tyre you're on. It's a very hard track to overtake on, so he needs to be careful and
also
not lose too much time.
Also, the undercut as well seems to be quite powerful around here as well. Eliarkos is coming to the back of Christian Balco. Balco's done 15 laps on those super soft tyres. As Vanquish, I think, has gone around again, so he hasn't come in yet. So as Carl says, Eliarkos is definitely within Vanquish's pit window here, and I'm not sure. I probably would have come in, to be fair.
If I was leading this race and if I found this, I'd have been in the last lap. It would have just come out in front of him. But now, if he gets this move on Belko and pulls a second on Belko, then Vanquish has lost the lead.
Albeit Vanquish will be on the ultra soft tyres, so it will be a quicker tyre.
Faster tyre,
but as you said,
it'll take a lap to warm up. And Eliarkos is at the wall.
Yeah,
he's got damage.
That's the end plate gone. That's big damage as well. That's going to lose him.
Be back in.
Yeah, that's going to be under steer City. Unfortunately, that is such a shame for Eliarkos. Real shame. He was doing so well up until that point as well. He was definitely in it to win it today, and I thought I was him getting a 3-second penalty. Then it's Crazy Power, who's down in 8th position at the moment. So he's having a decent race. He's only a second behind Ultra David. It's been a messy race, hasn't it? Unfortunately, but as we both predicted, it was a race to stick around. And I tell you what, I'm glad we stuck around. It's been amazing so far. But as I said, some questionable driving. But am I really one to talk? Probably not. It's Eliarkos comes into.
I can expect EP to be under investigation for leaving the session without retiring his car, because it was disconnected in my mind. I think after the contact with Lucas, he's decided, I'm done.
I think that maybe I'm being a bit unfair to Lucas here. If I am, I apologise. But I think Lucas was a bit that was a bit of a move which I didn't think was on personally, and I think BP was probably a bit ragey, but I didn't think as Carton and Eliarkos has come out very close together. So Eliarkos is now out on the ultra soft tyres, as we're now on board with Carton. So he's making his comeback through the field now. He's on 10 lap old super soft tyres, but we think he'll have to pit again. So he's now in the DRS range.
Going for another lap.
18 laps on the super soft tyre. That's pretty impressive. And same for Blas and Andy as well.
He's lapping at the 1:13 dead. He's 8/10 off his personal best. So I may actually take what I said back. Maybe depending on how far Vanquish goes into this race, I think Carton actually might make it to the end. But
that's a mammoth stint, isn't it, though, to get to the end? Because that means he'll have to do another 15 laps or so on those super soft tyres.
Belko is now in, so Vanquish has got a big gap to come out, and now obviously Eliarkos has had to pit again, and he's 40 seconds behind Vanquish. So if Vanquish was to pit, he'd come out. Where would he come out? In front of Andy, so he'd come out in second. So this is Vanquish's race to lose.
As we're just looking at,
very comfortable, I will say.
Yeah, he's looking at ease, isn't he? This is his first elite race as well, isn't it? Good stuff from Blas.
Yeah, he's never raced in the elite before, and he's got 6-second gap to not 6 seconds. What we're looking at here?
Yeah, 4-second gap in it to Andy.
4 or 5 second gap to Andy. So Vanquish actually might come out behind Andy, but obviously the top three are yet to pit. And actually there's Blas here. Oh, Vanquish, Blas and Andy are in.
Oh, all at the same time.
So
we're just going to stick with this battle here for the minute between Crazy Power and Ultra David. Whilst all the top runners are in the pits, as Crazy Power is going on the outside, as he's trying to do the cutback there. Now we're coming down to the hairpin as Vanquish has come out in the lead still. Blas has come out. Is Christian Balco moved up to third?
Yes, Andy needed a new front wing. He's had a front wing replacement.
Oh, that's a shame.
He's coming out the pits now, and he's going to come out behind Carton, so he's down to 6th. Balco is 3rd, but I don't know how long he's been on them tyres for. So let's have a look. Oh, the fresh tyres, so he will get to the end. Eliarkos is on ultras. Yeah, he'll get to the end. Carton's tyres are 12 laps old compared to Andy's brand new tyres, so I expect Andy to get past Carton. But Vanquish, 14 seconds ahead, so as Carton picks up the 3-second time penalty.
Looks like he's struggling with the back end
still
now.
pushing, but yeah.
Come down to the hairpin now. He's gone on the inside. Carton's lost the position. He's gone on, I'm not sure if that was orchestrated or not, or if Carton just missed his breaking point, but Carton's now down to 6, unfortunately. But he was showing with his back end when we just arrived with him. Christian Balco is all over the back of Blas now. This is the battle for second, so this is going to get tasty.
Blas defends is all around the outside. This is going to get...
Oh, that is a cracking move. Blas did back out.
Both of them. Blas backed out, but Balco for hanging it round. So,
strongest race of the year so far for Balco.
Blas has been knocked to his defending or his overtakes, but credit where it's due. He had his head on straight there, and you know, brilliant for neither of them to get contact. They're both on the same age tyres, but maybe Balco's got his bit warmed up before Blas's, or Balco's got the speed. We'll find out soon enough. But
and it's also
just say though, Eliarkos is only 4.5 seconds away from this battle. So if these keep battling, expect Eliarkos to be on the back. His second might come back.
Yeah, that's good. That's going to be a great battle for the second and third places on the podium. We're just on board as Vanquish has just done a 1:10.8 to underline his the gap he's got in the lead at the moment. Crazy Power has just gone up to 7th position. We just caught the end of that. It was on the back straight as Orchard David is not giving this one up, but Crazy Power has had the edge over him for most of this battle. But this is going to get intriguing. Orchard David has missed his breaking point there, and he really went to the back of Crazy Power.
Orchard David's driving angry. He obviously put on the YouTube comments, you know, it looked like he was quite angry, and it looks like he's driving angry as well. So he's already been in one crash where he didn't brake in time. He needs to be careful. You know, he's lucky it was only his front wing he lost next time. You know, last time. Next time it could be his wheel, so he needs to be careful. Everything's dying down a little bit now.
Well, that's a good thing. But then getting Moby like
still on the back of Balco. Eliarkos is actually losing time now. He's 5.5 back. So maybe Eliarkos is saying, let these two race and we'll see what happens. But Co-Andy's 2 seconds behind him. Vanquish is 1.9 behind Andy. And Balco 3 seconds warning. 3 second penalty. And Blas is coming. Here we go. Will he go left or right? He's going for the inside.
Oh, yes!
The hit wheels. Oh, lovely. Just a little bit of a touch, but Blas is back in second and set fast the slap. So obviously his tyres weren't up to scratch last lap.
So he's on a roll now as well. Has Blas got any penalties? I can't remember if I've seen him get any. Has he had a couple? I know we just seen Balco had one, didn't he?
Yeah, hang on. What am I looking for again, Blas? Stand by. Warning. He's got 3.
Oh, getting very close there to the back end of Blas was Christian Balco there.
He has got 3 seconds worth of penalties, but he's got 2 warnings for exceeding track limits. So I think it's one. You get 3 warnings and then you get another penalty into it. So.
Yeah, and Balco going again going up the inside is. This is getting very tasty. I'm loving this. Great racing.
Keep your head. Yeah, he's through before the breaking point, but that was.
That was very tasty. Was oh no, Blas gone to the back of Balco. No. He's damaged his front wing. I think that's an end plate gone.
Yeah.
I can't see anything.
There's a big
debris on track, or what it is.
There was a bit of.
I can't see any damage.
He would be lucky if we got away with that, judging from how heavy he hit Balco. But that looks like that to me. It looks like he's lost his front end plate, unfortunately. For
well, at the minute I'm looking at his rear end, so it's not really the bit I want to be looking at. I can't see any damage at the minute. If it changes camera, let me see his front wing instead of his rear wing, which can't come off. So I don't know why he's showing it. There we go.
We got a great battle for 7th and 8th. Apologies to cut in there, Carl. It was between Orchard David and Crazy Power. We're getting a bit it's getting a bit touchy. This is really a non-contact sport, but obviously they're getting a bit. There's a lot of contact coming into play now. But yeah, as we said, the Ultra David is drawing a bit angry, but Crazy Power is having a great battle with Ultra. I'm really enjoying this.
Yeah, Blaz has lost his left end plate. So it's unfortunate for Blaz there.
Do you think he will cut in the pits, or do you think he will hang it out there?
9 laps, he's on 5-lap-old tyres. What's he got? There's 2.9 in front of Eliarkos, 3 seconds, so he's still pulling away. Oh, as he picks up another 3-second penalty, so he's up to 6. I don't think he will, but here comes Crazy Power on David. David goes to defend. Yeah, wise not to tuck it through there, but he's got DRS again.
I think
So this is a good battle for 7.
I know, they've been fighting for ages, haven't they? It's been great stuff. Again,
Eliarkos gets a 3-second time penalty. How's Rafa doing? I'm not really looked in on him.
He's 10 seconds back from this battle here, so he's keeping in touch. And then Lucas is a further minute and 8 back, and he's on the Hypersoft tires now, probably going for fastest lap. As got a lovely helicopter shot here of the end of sector 1 coming out of the turn 6 and 7 chicane. I think that's right. Anyway, as on the back straight with the second DRS zone. I think this is why this kind of is such a fan favourite, because this track just lends itself to overtaking, isn't it? Stop starts, long straights, beautiful stuff. Got chicanes everywhere. As a double lock up there for Crazy Power, but he's having a look on the inside. Ultra David is of course on the 11-lap-old Ultra Soft tyres now, so those tyres might be getting to might be second hand now. As of course Crazy Power is on 15-lap-old Super Soft tyre, but remember the Super Softs are the most durable. And he's going, having a look, having a sniff, but nothing too much there. Look at that, drifting around the World Champions there. If I did that, I would be out of the race straight away. It's now coming into turn 1 then. What's he going to do? Nothing at the moment. He's just hanging back. Just waiting for Ultra David to make a mistake, all of those tyres to go off. Great battling from both those two.
I will say, Eliarkos is just now 6 tenths behind Blaz. He's put 2.7 seconds, pulled it back, so he's got DRS, so he won't do anything into the chicane surely. Oh, Blaz is in, so he'll stick on the hype as if he's got a spare. So obviously that front wing damage was worse than what we believed it would be, so
that's such a shame for
Blaz. He was having quite a good race.
He's going on the Hypersoft now, so we're expecting some blistering laps, but that is a shame.
Carton's in as well. They've had to stack the Toro Rossos.
And Carton's just sat in the pit lane at the moment. Hopefully that's not going to be a glitch. Hopefully it's just the Toro Rosso boys getting in position. I'm hoping so.
They're not. He's on his way.
So, and Crazy Power is now going up the inside of Ultra David again, and he's now up into 7th position. Carton's going to
come out into this battle.
Carton's going to join the party now, as he just comes out just in front of these guys. I think that's I think he's happy with that, isn't it? As Crazy Power is now up in the 7th position. Such a shame for Carton and Blaz.
I think there must have been a bit of, obviously, with Blaz not having a mic, it must have just obviously...
Yeah.
They've not been able to communicate which one's coming into the pit lane, and obviously Blaz didn't necessarily need to come in this lap. He could have stayed out. You know, there was enough of a gap, but he felt it was. But unfortunately, it's held Carton up as well, so Carton's lost more time.
Been a difficult race for Carton and a couple of the it's such a shame really. Disappointing, especially for likes of Slim as well, because today could have been a day to get some decent points with Sam Stern not here, as we're watching Vanquish, and who's having a to be fair, he looked a bit uncomfortable to be the first stint, but I must admit, he looks very comfortable now, don't he? In the lead of this race, he's got a 14.5 second gap over second place. Good stuff. So we're on lap 30, we're coming to complete lap 29 now. We've got Vanquish in the lead then. Second is Balco in the Mercedes. Third we've got Eliarkos, who I think has drove a strong race today. Andy is in 4th position. Blaz is in 5th and he's just lapping BP. 6th position is Cartin. 7th position is Crazy Power, having a strong race today, Crazy Power. 8th is Orchard, David. 9th position is Rafa. And 10th is Lucas, who is on the Hypersoft. And those are the 10 remaining. Those are the 10 cars. As BP is not in the race anymore, as he retired earlier on.
I have to say though, it's a good drive from Andy. He's gained 8 positions, and Eliarkos has also gained 7. So you know, good drive for these boys. And Vanquish, like I honestly thought he was struggling. Obviously, he'd only got 4th, but like we've said for a while, it's about consistency. So.
Yeah, at the moment it does look like he has been the fastest, but as Carton does a 109 on those Hypersoft tyres, I think that Balco's done a great job as well. He had a strong race in Monaco, didn't he, until he faded off. Unfortunately. But today, this is some well-earned 18 points for Balco, so hopefully he can get himself up there and start to challenge a bit more for the wins later on in the season. So it's good stuff.
Both Toro Rossos have picked up a further 3-second time penalties. So quite a few from Belco down. They've picked up quite a few penalties. I mean, Vanquish has only got the 1 3 seconds, so that's not going to affect him badly. But like the likes of Belco down to Carton, they've got multiple. I think they've got like between 6 to 12 seconds. So it is quite a hard track, obviously, for not cutting track limits, but
that's the thing, isn't it? Because 6 to 12 seconds, that's a lot of penalties, isn't it, to gather, and especially in an elite league like this, it's that can make or break a race. But as you said, so many people have got penalties, they might just cancel each other out. As we're on board now with Andy in the McLaren, as he is chasing down Eliarkos. There's a 1.5 seconds between them. The age of tyre is near enough the same, 12 laps and 10 laps apiece. As we're coming into the hairpin now, we're on lap 31 out of 35. What a race! And we've got 3 laps to go. Dare I ask for your driver of the day whilst we're at a lull here?
I'd have to say either Andy or Eliarkos. They've gained the most positions. Yeah, they've got a few penalties, but you know, they're pretty quick. They've kept it on track. They've not caused any problems. So I'm going to say Andy.
Yeah, I think I agree with you there. It's definitely between Andy and Eliarkos. I do give a shout out for Blaz as well. His first elite race, he did very well. I'm a bit unfortunate with the contact, but he's still going strong in 5th position for the Toro Rosso team. So well done to Blaz. Also, Balco has done a great job today as well, and hopefully this would kickstart his championship. And hopefully have a strong season ahead of him. Vanquish again, flawless as usual. He's done an amazing job, Vanquish, especially when we was thinking that he was struggling at the beginning of the race.
Yeah, honestly, it looked like he was struggling. So I will take that back, and I will apologise to Vanquish for that. But no, a very, very well done to Blaz. To say it's his first elite race. He's not an elite driver. He is super. So I think we've got to be a bit worried for tomorrow now.
I'm definitely worried now. Then again, I don't really get close to Blaz, so I'm alright. I'm usually battling at the back. And Carter as Andy's now getting very interested in Eliarkos. This is the final battle for the podium position. So this is going to get very tasty in the last couple of laps. Vanquish has got a 3-second penalty. That shouldn't affect him too much, I don't think, because he's got a 15.6 second lead. Still going down the field, we had Carton. I feel so sorry for Carton, because in qualifying he looked like the class of the field, and wheel trouble and all sorts. And
it is an amazing lap in qualifying. He's the only person in the 107. It just had an amazing qualifying, and then it's all gone in the race. So.
Yeah, it's such a shame.
We'll try and have a word with him after the race. But yes, it's a shame. He might not want to talk because he might we might be quite disappointed, but we'll try and get our best to get a word from him.
I would just.
Belko picks up another penalty.
It's getting a bit tasty for penalties, isn't it? As we're just going down the field, Rafa is now up into 8th position. He's got in front of Orchard David. So Orchard David down to 9th, having a bit of a nightmare of a race, unfortunately, for Orchard David. He's power sliding out the corners, and as you said, Carl, he's driving angrily. As you can tell, he's more on a rally circuit than an F1 circuit.
A little bit sideways out of turn 2. Sorry to interrupt you.
Well, that's what...
It was quite sideways.
So we're back on board with Cole Andy then in the McLaren, the orange McLaren. I must admit, my favourite McLaren was definitely the chrome McLaren, but oh, the glory days.
Yeah, mine was the 90. Oh, Co Andy goes up the inside. Heading across. Oh, it's a yellow flag in sector 3.
And Cole Andy. I'm not sure what that yellow flag was for, but as we're watching Ariarkos trying to come back at Cole Andy going down to the hairpin, he's going on the outside. This is going to be an audacious move.
Get the switch back now. We don't get the switch back. Worth trying, but
yeah, he could. He was trying it, but I don't think. I think Cole Andy just positioned his car beautifully, but he's come back out of it.
No, don't. Oh, yeah. Oh, I knew that was going to end in tears.
Yeah, he backed out of that at the end, but he's still going for it. Yeah, Andy looks like he's got a cover on the last lap now. The Canadian Grand Prix. What a race it's been. As we've got a yellow flag set to win. That's Orchard David, who's out of the race. Unfortunate for Orchard. He's had a difficult day, unfortunately. So we're watching Vanquish now as he is coming down at the second to last sector now into the hairpin. As we've got a couple of cars in front battling. I think that was Crazy Power and it was one of the Saubers, I think, who, if it's BP, then unfortunately he's out of the race. I'm not sure if Orchard David's going to get 9th or not, because Lucas is over a minute behind.
Where has Orchard David crashed it, do you mind me asking? Because I can't...
I'm sure it's somewhere in Sector 1, and unfortunately that's as best as I can tell you. As Vanquish now comes across the line, and this has been a fine drive from Vanquish. Beautiful, lets his teammate through. Well done, great stuff from Vanquish. Very well controlled. We thought he was struggling at the beginning, maybe he was just conserving his tyres. But it's a flawless drive for Vanquish, brilliant stuff. Balco comes through in 2nd position, and good drive from Balco, and hopefully that will kickstart his race and his championship. We've got Cole Andy, who would be 4th, unfortunately, as he's got more penalties than Ariarkos. So Ariarkos moves up to 3rd and gets a podium here. Great stuff from both those drivers of Andy and Ariarkos. Andy, of course, our driver of the day, but Ariarkos is definitely a close second. Blas, who was so close to getting a podium as well, unfortunately with the contact, but he finishes 5th at the end in his debut race. Big Anta Blas, great stuff for him, and look forward to racing with him tomorrow. And then we've got Carton in 6th position, unlucky for Carton. He looked like the class of the field in qualifying, it's just all gone wrong. Crazy Power then coming through in 7th position in the Sauber on 24 lap old super soft tyres. I'm going to be keeping an eye on that because I might be doing something like that tomorrow. So he's an 8th, but 7th, but Rafa is closing him down quite quickly. So Crazy Power comes through in 7th position. This is only his 2nd race, remember, in this league. He's 7th, and 8th position is Rafa. 9th, I think, was Lucas, who got in front of Orchard David in the end, and Orchard David will get a point, albeit did not finish the race. What a race, Kyle. What a race.
Yeah, it was, it's had a bit of everything, that has.
Yeah, it was a bit delayed, but, wow.
Yeah, so hopefully we can get a few of these drivers in, we'll have a word. Yeah, that was to say we had a few minor hiccups. With very well, it's been quite a good race. So let's try and get the likes of Belco. Let's try and get Carton in if we can. That's all I have because I don't really. Oh, and Vanquish, we'll get the race winner in. So we'll invite these guys, and if anyone else is watching from the race, if you'd like to come and say hello or give us a quick chat, then please do so. So yeah. Vanquish wins and 15 seconds worth of penalty, Carton had.
I was going to say, as you alluded to earlier, it was a lot of penalties on this track anyway. As we're going to have a couple of the drivers join us now after that incredible race. Again, apologies for the delay, but as the motto goes, good things come to those who wait. Anyway, congratulations, guys.
This game was bollocks.
My
And it's
steering never worked on
congratulations to
that
everyone else, and then this Carton in the corner who's
wallet.
isn't very happy.
Wallet the code. Wallet. Well,
What
you give
happened on
Vanquish first.
what actually went wrong? Slim says you had a steering wheel failure.
Yeah,
Is that
so I
right?
went to pull away, and then I went to turn one, and nothing happened, so I had to reset my steering wheel. And then someone hit me when I was in AOS, I had wing damage, so yeah.
Yeah, that was Slim. That was why Slim retired from the session.
Yeah.
It was unfortunate. Your qualifying lap times were immense because I was on board with you before you set it, and I said one of these drivers are going to be in the 1.7s. And just as I finished my sentence, you did it.
Yeah.
So you definitely had the pace, and it's just one of them things. You don't seem to be getting much luck on this game, do you? You got pit lane glitch in Spain.
Yeah.
Hopefully your luck turns for France.
Yeah. Hopefully. Oh well. Not to say.
Yeah.
This game's just getting to me. Sounds quite
sad. It's getting to a lot of people. I think we had Archer David on the YouTube channel. He's not very happy, and then he was driving a little bit angry in that race.
Yeah.
Quite a few people were driving a bit irrationally, we thought, but
Except for me,
might
though.
keep you a little bit busy.
I
but...
kept it calm and steady.
Yes, you did.
To be honest, I actually owe you an apology because I said in Q3 that you looked like you wasn't on the pace. So I think I owe you an apology.
I wasn't on the pace.
No, I was right then. But no, from your point, how did your race go then?
Very smooth.
Easy.
I just cruised to the finish. So I saw all that. I saw all that shit happen in corner one. I was like, nope. I'm going. I'm going to a safe line.
No, you had it pretty easy. I mean, Eliarkos was staying with you for the first couple of laps until he got damaged. But again, I think that was just tyre difference because obviously he was on the Ultras and you was on the Supers. But
better tyres.
Yeah. No, you kept
only
it
a matter
cool
of time
and
he could catch me up, but he didn't.
Yeah. No, well, as usual, you ran a calm and collected race. You've extended your championship lead, so you must be pretty happy with that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Friends to the next one.
Yeah, and hopefully we have a fuller grid.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, really enjoyed your commentary as well, guys. It's been top. So yeah, good commentary.
I'm gonna watch it.
Thank you very much.
I didn't hear anything of it yet, but
there's a few things to the blooper reel there, but we
yes,
didn't do
there is.
too bad of a job. Just us both. Two rookies without Dave and Matt. We haven't done too bad, I don't think, but it's been an eventful race, that's for sure.
Yeah.
So
yes.
I'm like crying.
You also invited Belko.
We have invited Belko to the party. He just hasn't joined. He seems to have a pretty good race as well. He had a bit of a battle with Blaz that nearly turned nasty of an overtake at the last chicane for the Wall of Champions, but
He's second now, so
yeah,
he was pretty happy with the results.
No, hopefully you'll have a full 20 drivers in France, and we go again next week at 8 o'clock.
Right.
We do.
So, well done to Vanquish for another win. Another easy day, we extended. Karting, bad luck as always. You don't seem to get much luck. Hopefully you can sort it. If not, you'll just have to wait till the new game in June and hope for the best. But
that's my only chance.
I think for today, that is all she wrote. So, unless you've got anything else to say, Ginge?
Nope, perfect. Thank you all for joining us for this amazing Canadian Grand Prix. And yeah, we'll see you in a week's time in France, even though I keep thinking it's Austria.
So now, sign off. We'll see you all next week.
See you next week, unless you're joining us tomorrow for the Super.
Me.